Some acoustic electrics don't play nice with your strap. Instead of cutting or forcing your strap ends, give cinch fit a try. The cinch fit comes in two varieties, one for Fishman and Switchcraft jacks, and one for Taylor's Expression system. D'Addario's got you covered.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Perry with Premier Guitar here at the Basement East in East Nashville, Tennessee with one of my favorites, Ken Andrews. If you don't know who this guy is, then open a new browser. We're talking Failure, Year of the Rabbit. Oh man, I got so many new questions for you because it seems like every time I hear a record, I'm like, damn, this sounds so good. Brr, Wikipedia, you mixed it. That Citizen, the new Citizen record is like, the first time I heard it, I was like, man, this mix is flawless. Who did this? I'm sure shit. It's Ken Andrews.
Thank you.
So hey man, I appreciate your work on top of obviously Failure. Not a whole lot has changed since last time, but a lot has changed, starting with this beautiful thing right here.
Yeah, got a new guitar from electrical guitar company, Kevin Burkett. He makes all aluminum metal guitars. He makes his own pickups. And he gave me one maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Like the silver Les Paul.
The silver Les Paul one, which I got into it. I was really into it. So he said, well, do you want to make your own? And I said, yeah, let's make it all black. And so this is, Jazzmaster style body. Probably, he says, the lightest neck they've ever made. I mean, especially with the headstock, it's all hollow and.
Oh, really?
Because yeah, with the metal, you're dealing with a pound or so more than
a normal guitar.
But the other problem is keeping it so it doesn't
do that.
Do that.
Yeah.
We worked a while on the weight for sure. Actually, added back a little bit down here to keep it more balanced. And then I was like, can we add a piezo system? Because I've always wanted to have that for live, because we have, on our records, we have a lot of acoustic guitar. And it's always been a bit of an issue. Just basically did it with clean, like a Fender guitar and through a twin in the fractal or something. And it's cool, but nothing quite like the snappy attack of the acoustic. So now I've got, with just a couple button presses here, I can go from a crunchy sound to a full.
Pretty convincing acoustic sound.
I mean, it's
for a metal electric guitar.
For a full electric guitar. And the great thing is for me is that it's one button push with the feet rather than having to do something on the guitar while you're singing and playing is a little tricky. So. Yeah, this has kind of been a bit of a holy grail for me, getting that.
Super dumb question.
Yeah.
Does this play anything like a Jazzmaster? Not really. Is it its own thing?
No, it plays more like an EGC.
Okay.
That's what I say, because which I love, because what you have happening here with the all metal necks is that there's no tapering. Right? Most necks have to widen out a little bit at the base here for strength.
Oh, now that you're mentioning it, that width is almost identical.
It is. It's completely identical. And with a cutaway going this low, I mean, you have
get up there.
Massive access here to all your, and we do, a lot of chords up here and arpeggiation up here. So it's pretty awesome for that. The other thing that's great is, because of the super kind of fine tolerances of the neck and the bridge, the intonation is just awesome on this guitar. I mean, you can play, a G here and a G all the way up here.
It's dead on.
And it's dead on, or very close.
I would imagine, since it's not wood and it's not, subject to humidity changes and being thrown in a trailer in Canada and opened up in California, I'm sure it's like,
It doesn't do the wild swings that wood will do. It does have its own little peculiar tuning and temperature thing, though.
It does?
It still moves a little bit because, it's It's a metal actually expands and contracts
Sure.
with temperature. Normally with a wood guitar, when you're playing, it tends to go flat, right? Because your hands warm up the strings and the whole guitar.
That makes sense.
And you generally are flat, and then you come up after a couple songs. With these guitars, they tend to go sharp. And I'm not exactly sure why. I think it's because the neck is expanding a little bit and pulling the strings tighter.
Yeah.
But once you get over that initial temperature hump, they stay.
Hunkered in, huh?
Yeah.
Love that. And it's just so cool looking. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, so walk us through these switches and knobs, because you got the piezo, I'm guessing, here.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the volume.
So can you blend that in with the other pickups at the same time?
You can.
Okay.
It's a TRS cable, so if you go in, it's a stereo cable. So if you go in with a mono cable, then you're blending using this knob.
Okay.
Basically, you're blending between acoustic. But I'm coming out separately into two different transmitters.
Okay.
And into two separate receivers. Those receivers feed two separate inputs on the fractal.
Gotcha.
And they can be processed and turned on and off separately. Per patch or per scene.
Now that's a hell of a workaround. That is
Yeah.
so cool.
It gets